The world is full of individuals who possess an uncanny ability to detect insecurity, like sharks sensing blood in the water.
Women with low self-esteem become target practice for men with predatory behavior. And I'm just going to say it. A lot of men are inherently predatory, meaning you are the prey. And what happens when you have low self-esteem or low self-value, you start to seek out the predator. And what you're not understanding is men will use you for target practice, just for fun. Especially if you're the type of woman that's typically out of their reach, they will initially approach you with predatory tactics to see what itches your brain just right. Because the longer you stay in a place where your self-esteem is low and you're dating, you're going to attract the same type of person who itches your brain just right. And once they find that spot, they are going to continue to reinforce that until they get what they need from you. So if you have low self-esteem and you can't understand why, figure that out. Get out of dating, take a break, whether that be 3 months, whether that be 6 months, a year, 2 years. You need to get to the bottom of that reason. You absolutely do not want to get comfortable in that space. Trust me.
Ladies, y'all might want to get in here and listen to this. I used to have a male friend who used to dog women out so bad. Like, I mean, one female leave, another one is on the way. Mind you, he wasn't the most attractive guy at all, but he did keep his appearance up. One day I asked him, how are you able to pull all these women and keep them in rotation? And he said to me, I go for weak women. I said, but how can you tell when a woman is weak? He said, you could tell a woman is weak from one conversation. They're never confident. They never keep eye contact. And also, their appearance is always usually something casual. They never dress feminine. They may wear makeup and get their hair done, but they're never confident enough to dress feminine. When you offer to take them out to a nice restaurant, they'll usually say something along the line of, I don't have anything to wear, or is there a certain dress code? Weak women are the easiest to target. And while I may not be the most confident myself, a weak woman will never recognize that because they lack self-respect and self-awareness themselves. He said, one thing I've learned is some of the most beautiful women actually hate themselves and see themselves as objects.
What's good, Black Coffee Tribe? It's your boy, back in your ears with that uncut, unbrewed truth you crave. Today, we're plunging headfirst into a topic that's whispered about, but rarely dissected with the raw honesty it deserves. Self-esteem, its silent impact on your relationships, and why it's your first line of defense against those with less than pure intentions.
Women with low self-esteem become target practice for men with predatory behavior. And I'm just going to say it. A lot of men are inherently predatory, meaning you are the prey.
If you're a woman with low self-esteem, my big brother advice, my friend advice to you right now is take a break from dating. I repeat, if you're a woman who knows that she struggles with low self-esteem, my big brother advice to you, my brother advice to you in general, as my friendly advice to you is that you take a break from dating. Why? You see, men with nefarious intents can smell a woman with low self-esteem. Users, abusers, manipulators, men with low vibration, they can sniff out a woman with low self-esteem. Doesn't matter her age. Oh, if she has money, if she has access to resources, and she has low self-esteem, oh man, you're a perfect target. If you're not strong mentally, if you're not strong here in your heart and in your mind, men with bad intentions will sniff you out and will latch onto you to use your energy, use your mindset, use your vibrations, use everything use your money too. That's why you see some women, they fall for some terrible situations. You know, I know a woman, she met this guy on a dating app, 4 months, 4 months, moved in with him, giving him all the benefits of a wife, of a girlfriend. You know, he used her. I asked her, why did you do this? Like, I want to be loved, I want to be loved. No, how can you expect somebody to love you if you don't love yourself? I'm talking to you as a brother, I'm talking to you as a friend, man. If you're a woman, a girl, a teenager, whatever, and you know you have low self-esteem, take a break from dating. Take 3 months, take 6 months, take as much time as you need. Dating is still gonna be there. Fix your mind first. Feel good about yourself. Have some self-respect. Because the more self-respect you have, the more high self-esteem you have, the less tolerance you have for bullshit, the less tolerance you have for bad behavior. That's very important. If there's one thing you're going to take from this channel, work on your self-esteem as a woman, please. Because when you have a high sense of self as a woman, you don't mind walking away. A man does something, a man disrespects you, a man says something you don't like, you have low tolerance. You're not trying to see the good in him. When you have a high sense of self as a woman, any bullshit, any BS the man throws your way, you are. And that's what I want you guys to have. I want you to have high sense of self, okay? It's very possible. But to achieve high sense of self, you need to take a break from dating, okay? Good luck.
I talked to a man, and he's a very respectable man, a very man that's reputable in the city. I mean, got a lot of experience and wisdom. And he began to tell me, he said, let me tell you something about a woman. We as men, when we meet you, we can smell low self-esteem.
Woo! Smell it.
He said low self-esteem has a smell to it. I said, I've never heard that. He said it has a smell, it has a look. I don't care how prerogative you're dressed. I don't care how sophisticated you think you're looking. Low self-esteem has a smell, and let me tell you why. Because it's not the outer, it's the inner. So if the inner don't get healed, I don't care how you dress, I don't care how many BBLs you get, I don't care how many times you lay on the table and get the waist snatched and all that. If low self-esteem is there and you're not dealing with the reality of really who you are and allowing God to heal you so that you can walk in self-love, you're still going to keep projecting the same type of men.
Stop accepting bottom barrel treatment from men because you feel ugly. I have noticed a trend of women who are putting up with men treating them badly because they feel like they can't get anything better, or if they split up with that man, they can't find another man. And I want to be clear that the solution of that problem is not to hold on to a man who's not treating you as you should be treated. The solution is to introvert and figure out what you don't like about yourself. Because there is nothing as valuable to you in dating as your self-worth. And the thing about self-worth, unfortunately, is it doesn't just come. There are a lot of women who appear to have self-worth because they're attractive. That is not the case. Confidence, self-love, and self-respect is something that is built and worked on daily. Even the most attractive women who date often have come across men who plan and who plot to humble them. Life will try to humble you. We have all had jobs, we have all had friends who take a bite out of our self-confidence. So the solution to all of this is always internal. And the reality is you're going to have to ask yourself some tough questions and make some tough decisions. The first thing I would suggest that you do is work on your physicality. Nobody wants to talk about it because it's an uncomfortable and sensitive subject, but it's something that's very important in this dating game. The reality is looks are very important for men. But the bonus of that is that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So every different beholder has a different thought about what beauty is. So you don't have to be the most classically or societally beautiful woman. You just have to be the best version of you to you. So if you are overweight, move, exercise, eat well. I have had to do it. It is hard. It is tough. Irrelevant. Do it anyway. If you don't like the way your hair is, change it. If you don't like the way your skin is, change it. And, we can say that, beauty is deeper than what's outside. Absolutely it is. But working on your physicality will improve your confidence. That's the truth. Heal your traumas. Go to therapy. A lot of us have been through stuff that makes us accept things, deal with people who treat us less than. And we do it because we have a mindset that has come from trauma. Heal. Have a plan for your life. A lot of us in terms of dating and just life in general, we're just coasting. We're just going through it. We don't have any set plans. And if you don't have any set plans, you don't have any set rules. And if you don't have any set rules, you can get to a point where you're just accepting things and not understanding why you're accepting them. There's a bunch of things that you can do, but the reality is it starts with you. So that is why I say, work on you so that you don't have anyone's dusty, crusty son treating you like less than, and you sit there and accept it because you think that's all you can get or that's what you deserve. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
That man is playing with your emotions and playing with your time, and he knows you are available. He knows that you are ready and willing at a drop of a dime, and he's already figured out who you are. It's almost like some men, if not most, will put you to the test. They want to see how far they can go with you. So they're going to call you every day, then they're going to miss a couple of calls. And they want to see if you're going to react to it, or if you're going to call back, or if you're going to be holding your breath by the phone. It's all a game. They want to see how far they can go with you. Oh, when I met her, she was that girl. She was fly. Oh my gosh. Her self-esteem was through the roof. Now she's by the phone call. I could just cancel plans and she'll be available tomorrow. As a matter of fact, she'll be available tonight. Who I'm talking to. This is how men are thinking. They are testing you, your self-worth. They're trying to see if you really are that girl. Because on these apps, you're saying you live a soft life. He better make this. He better have that. He adore me, Dior me. He better make $150K per year. Now they sitting across the table with you, and all it takes is chicken and rice, ambiance, and a candle in the center of the table. That's all it takes. Chicken and rice. With dim lighting, and now you're buckling under pressure. He said this was an easy one. Now I know if she made it easy and she has a great body, or she's young and she's beautiful, she looks like that one. That one may just be a little lighter, a little darker, a little thinner, a little bit heavier, may have a different job, but they all kind of in the same group. So now I could get away with it with her too. You see why it starts with us, ladies? It starts with us. I'm just saying.
A woman with low self-esteem is a sucker's dream because he knows that they're both on the same level, basically. They both don't love themselves. They both have excuses. They both know what has to be done but don't do it, and have very legit excuses in their heads on why they don't do things. But it's always about something else. It's always about blaming what they don't have at the time, or even going back to blaming their parents about why their situation is the way it is, even though they're grown. They both love to be pacified with sex, drugs, whatever that makes them feel good at the current time. So instead of handling situations, they resort to sex, drugs, and alcohol. You know what I mean? They abuse those things instead of correcting the problem. But it's a self-hate thing that turns them into this. They have low self-esteem, and the sucker has low self-esteem. He rolls with this type of fear.
Ladies, men can smell desperation and low self-worth, and they know the type of women that they can treat bad. Here's why. And if you don't voice your concerns, and you don't voice when he's inconsistent, what that tells him is that you don't have the confidence to walk away from the situation, i.e. you deserve less. And sis, you know you deserve way more. If you ignore the red flags, you know he's a red flag, and you're still there, and you know that he shouldn't be in your life, and you still allow it. And that means that he feels that he can do anything he wants in a relationship and continue as is. If you don't know your standards, be a strict babe and stick to them, they're going to walk all over you, and they can always smell when you're ready to lower their standards for them. If you have poor boundaries or allow men to continuously give you low effort, that sends a message to them that you allow breadcrumbs and it's never okay. And if your self-care game is lacking, you haven't done the inner work, and you're not fully healed, that's the type of stuff that draw these type of low, dusty bees to you like flies on honey. Ladies, you have to do that inner work so that you have the self-love and standard to connect with men that deserve you. Ladies, we are leveling up and only connecting with men that give us the princess treatment. And if you want more feminine energy dating tips like this, follow me.
Forget the Instagram filters and surface level affirmations. We're not here for the fluff. This is a Black Coffee deep dive, a real conversation about protecting your spirit, fortifying your boundaries, and constructing an unshakable fortress of self-worth from the inside out. Let's keep it a buck. The world is full of individuals who possess an uncanny ability to detect insecurity, like sharks sensing blood in the water. They aren't necessarily drawn to physical beauty or material wealth, but rather to that subtle aura of vulnerability that projects an almost palpable smell, signaling an opportunity for manipulation and control. It's as if they possess a sixth sense, an innate capacity to discern when you're yearning for love, craving approval, or desperately seeking validation from external sources. And make no mistake, they will exploit these vulnerabilities without hesitation, meticulously testing your boundaries to ascertain what you're willing to tolerate. Or if you lack strong personal boundaries and a solid sense of self-respect, you inadvertently transform yourself into an easy target, ripe for exploitation. These individuals often prey on women who exhibit signs of desperation, insecurity, or naivete. They might initially present a facade of charm and attentiveness, but this is merely a calculated tactic to thoroughly assess your vulnerabilities and identify the most effective avenues for manipulation. It's a calculated game designed to determine precisely how far they can push you before you reach your breaking point. According to the source, men are always testing women in the beginning of every relationship to know the type of woman you are. They are testing you to see the type of things you can tolerate in order to know the type of treatment to give you, to know the degree of self-esteem you have as a woman so that they can know the type of treatment to give you. Your self-esteem isn't just some abstract concept, it's your armor, your shield against those who seek to diminish you. When you possess an unwavering understanding of your own worth, you become exponentially less likely to tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or any form of behavior that undermines your value. Don't succumb to the fallacy that you require external validation to feel complete or worthy. Your value isn't contingent upon how a man treats you, but rather emanates from within, from your inherent qualities, your unique strengths, and your unwavering belief in yourself. It's about cultivating such a profound sense of self that you possess the courage and conviction to walk away from any situation that compromises your integrity or diminishes your spirit. You establish the standards for how you expect to be treated, and you steadfastly adhere to those standards, refusing to compromise or settle for anything less. If someone consistently fails to meet you at that level, you confidently move on, recognizing that their inability to appreciate your worth is a reflection of their own limitations, not your own. Strategic retreat. Take a conscious break from dating. I recognize that it can be incredibly challenging, particularly when you're longing for connection and companionship. However, there are instances where stepping back from the dating scene is essential to allow yourself the space and time needed to rebuild and recalibrate. Utilize this period to redirect your focus inward, investing in your personal growth, rediscovering your passions, and nurturing your relationship with yourself. Confront and heal past wounds. Far too often, we find ourselves accepting treatment that falls far short of what we deserve, often as a result of unresolved traumas and experiences from our past. Engaging in therapy, whether with a licensed professional or through self-guided practices, can provide invaluable tools and insights to help you break free from these detrimental patterns, heal emotional wounds, and cultivate a healthier sense of self. Invest in holistic self-improvement. While it's crucial to recognize that self-worth extends far beyond mere physical appearance, prioritizing your physical health and well-being can have a profound impact on your overall confidence and self-esteem. When you feel good in your own skin, you naturally project an aura of confidence and self-assurance that radiates outward, influencing how you interact with the world around you. Avoid drifting aimlessly through life without a clear sense of purpose or direction. Take the time to articulate your goals, both personally and professionally, and create a roadmap for achieving them. When you have a clear vision for your future, you're less likely to compromise your values or settle for relationships that don't align with your aspirations. Cultivate unwavering self-respect. The cornerstone of high self-esteem lies in the cultivation of profound self-respect. The more deeply you respect yourself, the higher your self-esteem will soar, and the less tolerance you'll have for any form of disrespect or mistreatment. Embrace the mantra, I deserve to be treated with kindness, compassion, and unwavering respect, and let that guide your interactions with others. Embrace the power of mystery. Resist oversharing. In the initial stages of getting to know someone, resist the temptation to lay all your cards on the table. Instead, cultivate an air of intrigue and allow them the opportunity to invest time and effort into getting to know the real you. By gradually revealing aspects of your personality and experiences, you create a sense of anticipation and encourage genuine interest, rather than overwhelming them with too much information up front. Recognize and diffuse the testing game. Be vigilant in recognizing the subtle ways in which individuals may attempt to test your boundaries and assess your willingness to tolerate disrespect. If you encounter inconsistent behavior, dismissive remarks, or any other red flags, address them directly and assertively, or be prepared to walk away. Remember, your time and energy are precious, and you shouldn't waste them on someone who doesn't value you. Reject desperation, cultivate independence and self-sufficiency. Avoid falling into the trap of becoming a people pleaser, constantly seeking to validate your worth through the approval of others. Refrain from attempting to force someone to recognize your value or appreciate your unique qualities. If they fail to see your worth, that is ultimately their loss, and you should confidently move on to someone who does. The minute you start seeing a man as the prize you have failed, you are showing signs of desperation. Ultimately, the most enduring and transformative relationship you will ever cultivate is the one you have with yourself. It serves as the bedrock upon which all other relationships are built. If you fail to cultivate self-love and self-acceptance, you'll inadvertently attract individuals who mirror your own lack of self-worth, perpetuating a cycle of disappointment and dissatisfaction. So, my Black Coffee family, let's commit to leveling up our lives. Let's dedicate ourselves to cultivating unshakable self-esteem, establishing firm boundaries, and demanding the respect and consideration we rightfully deserve. Remember, you are the ultimate prize, so conduct yourself accordingly. Embrace your worth, celebrate your strengths, and never settle for anything less than the extraordinary love and fulfillment you deserve. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts, experiences, and insights in the comments below. Let's keep this vital conversation going, supporting and empowering one another on our journeys to self-discovery and lasting happiness. Peace and blessings.